See, okay. I'm doing Jabba the Hutt, and you're doing Tim the Toolman Taylor. And with that, we're going to start the episode. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Gameroom podcast. I'm your host today, Michael McLeod. Joining me, Tim the Toolman, Jonathan Duffer. See, I'm doing Jabba the Hutt. It comes out Jabba the Hutt for me. All right, Dwight Robinson is also going to do a laugh of some sort.
Ha.
There you go. It's like
Actually, I guess I did kind of do a laugh. It's not really a laugh; it's a grunt.
Yours is more of a grunt. Mine's. That's what it is. That's what it is. It comes off as mine's a laugh. Yours is a grunt. That's why mine's more Jabba the Hutt. Probably. Yeah, probably so. All right. Well, this is a video game podcast, listeners, as you probably gathered from all that nonsense at the beginning.
Yes, the famous video games that featured Tim Allen and Jabba the Hutt.
There are games that feature both of those characters.
There are. So, I'm just saying.
There's some.
I'd say one's probably a lot less famous than the other.
Yeah, I would say so.
That fighting game, engine that they just throw random characters in all the time. I forgot what it was called. I'm sure they've got some.
Super Smash Brothers?
Is it Mugen?
Mugen, yes. They have some Mugen monstrosity with him in there. I'm sure.
Yeah. But we're gonna be talking about video games today. It's kind of what we do around here in these parts. If you haven't noticed, if you don't listen to the show, if you didn't gather from Welcome to the Game Room, this is a video game podcast. And
we sometimes talk about things other than games.
Most of the time, actually, it gets that way. But later in the show, we're gonna have a segment called "Same Name, Different Games." I'm not gonna elaborate on that. You'll have to just wait and find out. Don't worry, it's not that exciting. Yeah, you can probably guess. It's not that exciting, to say the least. But
it's very exciting. What are you talking about?
It's exciting-ish. We're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel on this a little bit, so it's fine. But yeah, what have we been doing this past couple weeks? Past 2 weeks, weekish. Dwight had some stuff last week, so we didn't record. He has to go on missions every once in a while, I think. Some sort of government thing. I don't know. I don't ask questions. Yeah. I like keeping... I
haven't tried that MGS, what's it called? Rainbow Six stuff yet. That's
there you go. You need to give that a go. Think you'll do it. They got David Hayter to do that, right?
I believe so.
If it's not David Hayter, it sounds like David Hayter. So they did a much better job with him than they did with Sam Fisher, I'll say. What have you been playing, Dwight? I see a couple things on here. Yeah.
I'll start with Baldur's Gate 3 because I've been wanting to play this for a long time, and it's funny because I was talking with somebody recently that when it was in early access, it's been in early access for like a long time before it came out, and I had wishlisted on Steam. I think in like 2021 or 22 or something like that. And I was like, oh yeah, when this comes out, I'll get it. And it came out, took forever to get it because it just never went on sale. Because, it was really good. Everybody loved it. It finally went on sale on Xbox and ended up buying it, but then never had the time to really like mess around with it. Good friend of mine loves the game. But Monty's been on here before. And he had he was playing it recently. He's like, oh yeah, we should get on there and do co-op or whatever. It's like, I heard it had co-op, but didn't really know how it worked. I was like, all right, sure, we'll do that.
Explain to me how that worked, because I'm kind of curious.
Yeah. So you can start a new co-op game. So you're starting a new, game campaign. Or save or whatever campaign with up to 4 people. And I think you could do 2 people locally and then 4 people just like online or whatever. He's playing on PC. I'm on Xbox. That'll
Oh,
work.
And it's crossplay too. Okay.
Yeah, it's crossplay. If you have a Larian account, you can also throw in mods. Yeah, if you have the same mods, that'll work. There's like a mod browser in there on Xbox now, which is pretty nice. So, we were on Discord. I handed the controls off to my wife to set up the character, and I was like, you can just set up whatever you want, and then I'll just go with that.
Oh, no.
So she absolutely set up this character based off of looks and vibes. And
yes, exactly.
I ended up with a female dwarven redheaded chick with freckles and as a barbarian because the outfit was cute. And she spent like over an hour actually going through all the options. So she looked at the eye color options, and it has like a little just a couple of them on like a little palette. Then there's a button where you can see all the options for all the races and the eye color. And then when she clicked on that, she was just freaking out. She went to every single eye option. Then, of course, just to make sure, then, of course, there's a heterochromia option. And she clicked on that, went nuts again, and then so she went through all of the options just to make sure. But character turned out pretty good. It's funny. I'm just going to stick with Barbarian and maybe tack on something else. I actually kind of didn't want a Barbarian because I'm already aware of the characters in the game, and I know that Karlach is fun. And I'm like, I kind of want to pick a character that's not.
Karlach is best girl already, so she's going to be there.
Yeah, it's like I kind of want to pick somebody who wasn't one of those classes, so I could do something. But whatever, we'll go with that. So I mean, yeah, I love the game, and I was already aware that the game was good, and I've seen a bunch of shit about it, so it's really good. I'm surprising nobody. So
yeah, shocker.
Co-op works really well. You both see each other like walking around and stuff. You both talk to characters. You can listen in on someone else in a conversation, so you could like watch their conversation with them. If you fail like sometimes if you go into a conversation and maybe there's like a little skill check and like, hey, do you want to do this thing? And then you roll the dice, and if you fail it, the other person in your party can still do that thing, and they could try. So you essentially get multiple tries, to do this stuff, which is awesome. And of course, if you have different characters, then maybe I could bash something and make something happen, or they could like use one of their character abilities, which is awesome. The characters kind of interact with each other, which is also cool. You could split up which characters in a party that each one plays as, and even if that person is like, if let's say he's not able to play with me like today or whatever, do co-op, I can still keep the campaign going with his character that he created, and then when he comes back,
I was going to ask you that, like, whose does it save to? But it sounds like it saves to both.
Well, it saves to whoever hosted it. So because I hosted it, it's my campaign.
So he can't pick up that campaign.
No, I can pick it up
without you.
Yeah, I could pick it up and I could continue playing, and then he could jump back in and take over his character.
I got you. Okay.
So you don't have to wait for this person to come back to play, which is nice because it's a long ass game. But yeah, I mean that's pretty cool, and I'm sure I don't know how it works with like local co-op or anything, so I might try it out. But yeah, I mean it works really well. Looks good. I was surprised at how nice it looked on Xbox. It was really crisp.
It looks incredible. I bought it on I bought the physical edition on Xbox. And I played it for a little while, but it's kind of like we were talking about Xenoblade on last episode. It's like one of those games like I'll get to it, but I already know how daunting of a game it is.
Just super long, and that's why
just when am I going to start it again, so
but yeah, definitely worth it. So moving on to Screamer. Everybody's loving this game. They're all over it. John Linneman gave a glowing recommendation for this game, and I'm always starved for racing games, like arcade racing games. So I'm like, okay, cool, I'll try this out. I was already a little disappointed that there wasn't. I know that it's like a dual stick thing, left stick steers, and then the right stick drifts or whatever. But I was thinking, well, maybe there's like a wheel option or something. And there's none. Again, so still on the lookout for a decent arcade racing game where I can use my damn wheel, because none of them support them anymore. Anytime a new arcade racing comes out, not a single one of them support the wheel. It's just Forza. That's it. Nothing else. It was just, it's stupid. I hate that. But anyways, I mean, the game sounds good. It looks good. It plays okay. Like, I don't know. A lot of people.
I was going to say, certainly you started off with sounds, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are saying like it's just like the handling and everything is awesome, and I don't really get that. I think it's good. It's okay, but I'm not feeling that same like, oh my god, this is freaking awesome, like Burnout or like or Ridge Racer or Outrun or any of those kind of games. This to me is just not that, So I don't know. It's more of like a kind of like a Need for Speed kind of feel. The drift is definitely not like a easy win button. So you still need to, even though, and I don't really get the whole putting it on the right stick thing. It doesn't make it easier to control. It kind of makes it more annoying to control. And to me, I feel like it would be easier if I could just do it the traditional way, just like throw,
Yeah. Let
fluttering the
off and hit
brake
the
and
brake
stuff
or
like that.
whatever. Yeah.
And it's funny because as I played it, because I played through I think like 11 or 12 chapters or so, like a decent amount, and I just never got used to it. It just always seemed like every time I used it, it was always it was either way too much or too little, and I ended up just breaking and just not using it all to actually get the faster times. Because there's some of those races are tough. They're on your ass, and there's a couple of the later ones if you're on like the regular difficulty where it's they're not just like stupid computer racers where they're just hanging back or whatever. They're constantly boosting and everything. They're hitting every upshift. Like you have to be in the shit. So drifting just makes you slower. And I'm like, how the hell is this supposed to? I'm never going to beat these times doing that. So I just drove normally without ever drifting. And that was how I, got the better time. So I kind of, so, stepping away from that, the upshift thing is cool. It doesn't seem to make a huge difference. And I know it's supposed to be just um, like a minor speed boost, but I feel like it's just like super minor to the point where if I'm right next to like a CPU racer, we're both on the same line. I'm hitting all the upshifts and they're still pulling away, and I'm just like, I don't I don't really get that, but whatever. It's just minor racing gripes, I
I
guess.
wish we had a friend of the show, Kia. He's been on here before for
Yeah,
something. I don't remember what. He was
yeah.
he was telling me. He said Screamer. I'm reading my text. Screamer
Mm.
is his new favorite arcade racer. I don't know if you agree with this. It says as a twin stick drift mechanic, plays like a cross between Ridge Racer and F Zero, which
No,
that to me sounds great. But
no,
he is also
no.
he's that guy he's that guy that will sit there for hours on an initial D cabinet at an
Mhm.
arcade. Like he's that guy. So I
I
tend to agree with him, but
I
I was
would
kind of curious to hear your take on it.
I would
So
agree that that's probably what they were trying to do. It does not feel like Ridge Racer at all. I'll just say that right out. And the F-Zero thing, the only thing that I could say is how you gain boost.
mm,
By like drifting, by slipstreaming and like staying at top speed or whatever, that's pretty cool. And then you get an ample opportunities to use boost, and they have like a perfect boost mechanic where if you tap it first to get it ready, and if you tap it again at the perfect time, you boost for longer, which is that's cool. I like that, and I do like the upshifting thing. There's no downshifting that you have to do, but
yeah,
you
racing.
have to tap a button when you're shifting up, and it will give you like a little boost. I mean, that's cool, but yeah, I'm not getting arcade vibes from this game like at all. Like it does not feel like Ridge Racer. There's another recent game that actually does feel exactly like Ridge Racer, and I'll have to look it up and let you guys know. That game is Ridge Racer. This game is not.
Gotcha.
um, the story. A lot of people are praising the story. I didn't get super far in the story, so I can't say for sure, if it's good or not. I will say though, the everybody speaks their own language thing is kind of distracting. It's really distracting,
Yeah.
and it sounds really cool. And I don't want to shit on this because it sounds really cool, and I'm sure there's a lot of effort to get that up and running and everything. And a lot of people say like, oh yeah, it's just like Tekken. First of all, in Tekken, they're mostly doing that in intros and outros to a fight. They say their thing in their language, which is cool, and they get to fighting, and then that's it.
Then they shut
There
up.
is a story mode, but they're not really the main players in the story mode are all Japanese. They're all speaking Japanese to each other, and there's like a couple people that are like one off speaking French or something. Other than that, it's not too crazy. In this game, they're literally having conversations 5, 10 minutes long. Everybody's speaking a different language, and it's just so distracting because it's not just that it's different languages, but like the the like rhythm of the conversation, like of like the talk and everything, all that, like be able to get emotion and everything, completely different. So it's just I'm watching this, I'm like, is there an option where I can turn that off? Like, because even in Monster Hunter, there's a Monster Hunter language, which is cool, and
which is
it's
what I
great.
pick typically.
Yeah, it's great that they keep doing that. There's still an option to switch it to just straight up Japanese or straight up English if you want. So it's just kind of like, I don't know. I mean, it sounded cool on paper. I'm just not really with it. And the story itself is just okay. So
And it's a
far.
racing game, whatever.
The one thing
It
that I
has a
was,
story. Shocker.
yeah, the one thing that I thought was weird. No, I mean, which I agree, but a lot of people are saying this thing is just like an amazing story, and I'm like, what is that coming from? Like, did you guys see something I didn't see? But anyways,
Maybe
the
it's compared to other racing games.
the weirdest thing about this game is that it's rated M, and I didn't really know that until like I was playing the game, and it said it was rated M, and I'm like, rated M for a racing game? Okay, whatever. It's cool. So I started playing the story. There's especially like there's a character in all of them. They're just like dropping F bombs everywhere for like no reason. There's just like all this cussing, and it's just for like literally no reason. and it's like if they took that out, this would be a this would be a rated TS game. There's literally nothing in this game to justify an M
So
rating.
somebody
except
was
for
sitting,
this
how can we
one
get this to an
character
M?
is
Yeah.
just throwing random F bombs, and it's so weird and out of place and unnecessary.
What
It's
was
just
that
like
movie?
because there's when
It
you're
was the I Am Legend where like there's the kid who was just like cussing all the time.
yeah.
I think that and Will Smith was like, dude, just stop. Okay, it's not cool. So like
And
you cannot use those words until you know how to actually use them.
obviously that like customer I don't care if it fits, it fits, but it's just so out of place in this game because there's literally nothing else to like really justify it. When you're racing or you're playing a game, it's just a regular racing game. There's nobody exploding into like giblets or anything. If you There's no crashing there, none of that. It's just a regular racing game. So it's just like, why why did you limit your audience to M just for this? And it's not even it's I don't know. So
Gotta
I don't
be
know.
edgy, dude.
There's a ton of, I would say, make up your own mind about this game, and I think it's amazing that they brought back this name Screamer because it has a legacy to it, which I think is cool. It does look cool, it does sound cool, and the gameplay I think will work for a lot of people. But I'm also one of those people that doesn't really like playing Forza Horizon just because I don't really like the driving. I don't think it's arcade like at all. I think it's just Need for Speed in a big open area, and so I'm the guy who loves playing. I want to play Outrun. I want to play Burnout. I want to crash into shit. I want to take shortcuts. I want shit to blow up, and it's not doing any of that. So I wasn't really feeling that. But
That's disappointing. I have it on my GameFly queue, regardless. So
yeah,
maybe
definitely try
they'll
it
send
out.
it to me. I mean,
Yeah,
GameFly has been kind of stingy with sending me stuff lately, man. I'm be like just waiting.
they're
And I'm like,
so slow. They're
they used
so
to not be slow for me, but really lately they've been real slow.
yeah. I'm also comparing it to like I guess Amazon, so that's not entirely
Oh,
fair. But
yeah, that's
it's taken
completely
up to
not
like
fair.
2 weeks for me to get shit. Like sometimes
I
it's
mean, you
like,
could rent
oh
a game, beat it,
my
and send it back. Or you can't, beat what I'm saying
yeah.
before it gets to you from GameFly.
Hmm.
So, damn. All right, Screamer, check it out. I'm gonna run through mine real quick. We'll keep the same order, I guess we had last week. I have been playing Pragmata, and I don't know. Anybody's been kind of like keeping an eye on this Capcom game. They announced this I don't know, 5 years ago, something. It's a long time ago, and it finally came out, and it's excellent. I'm just gonna go ahead and give you the right off the rip. It's excellent. You fall in love with this little robot girl immediately, and you don't want anything to happen to her. I'm playing on PS5 Pro, by the way, so it looks insanely good. Some of the ray tracing, like upscaling, can be a little noisy sometimes.
I've seen that in
But it's
detail
not so
breakdown.
bad. It's you really only have a problem with it when you're in like they have this thing called the shelter, where everything's kind of slow, and they have like the dark reflective surfaces, and there'll be somebody like waving their arm, the girl, Astronaut guy. And you'll see like the
all the occlusion like behind
the occlusion from her hands and stuff. So, but other than that, it's not really that obnoxious. I do kind of wish you could turn it down or off. Because I played the demo. The demo's out, and you could play it on a lot of stuff. And I actually think it looked, in some ways, better on Switch 2 because it didn't have any of that. Like it was just, it was flatter for sure and less reflective. There was no reflections, but because of that, there was none of those weird artifacts. Anyway, it looks really good though in normal gameplay, and there's this like really clever. And I'm not gonna say it's unique because I'm sure maybe another game's done it at some point. You have to hack things as you're aiming at them. If you play the demo, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It can get really hectic and really hard because they like to put you in like little tiny rooms, and they'd be like, "Here's a ton of enemies. Good luck!" And you can't damage them until you hack them.
Yeah.
So you're trying to aim and dodge and shoot and hack like all at the same time.
I played the demo, and I'm already stoked for this game. Like I definitely want to play it. I want to beat the whole thing, and it's on my GameFly queue. It's supposed to be coming, and if they put another game first, and the reason why it was delayed was because I had Screamer and I sent that back, but because I recently sent back Crimson Desert before that, I couldn't use like the quick return option that they usually have. So it's just sending normally. So it's just taking forever.
So
and
I'm gonna give you something else you're gonna love about it. I think I'm almost done with it.
And it's like, yeah, they ran out, and then now some other game in the queue got pulled up because they don't have enough copies because everybody loves this goddamn game. So
it's about so if I'm tracking right, it's probably about 8-9 hours long, maybe 10 if you do a bunch of side stuff. It's great. Good.
That's cool.
I love a game like that where it's just straight to the point. There's no like I don't feel like there's any wasted time. If that makes sense. There's no like padding.
From playing the demo, because I played through the demo twice, and you could tell that this is one of those perfect your run type games, whatever. And I'm sure that's going to start coming out soon. Are people just like speed running it and everything? And like, because I played through the first time, watched all the cutscenes and everything, and I think the second time I went through, I beat the whole thing in like maybe 2.5 minutes or something like that, or 3 minutes. You start getting to the point where you can really min-max like the attacks you're doing, how fast you're getting through the puzzles and all this other stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play the shit out of this game.
You have a ton of like optional loadouts and like hacking modules and stuff that do different like things. Like there's one I absolutely love now where you can like, I mean it's not like unique to this game really. It's the confuse thing. So you just like hack the most strong thing in the room to confuse it, and it just starts turning on its buddies. It's just like, all right, just watch the chaos unfold. It's a great game though. I don't feel uncomfortable saying this is the best game I've played all year. So it's excellent. Top tier stuff. Good.
Capcom just
knocking it out of the park lately.
Winning
all the time lately. So get it, play it however you can. I even heard Switch 2 is good. Joey, friend of the show, Joey's been playing on Switch 2. I watched some of his stream and I'm like, damn, looks good. Other game I've been playing, I'm gonna try to, and I can't say I'm gonna try to commit to this on this show. I'm gonna play a new game and then I'm gonna play like a retro game. I got all these retro games. I need to play them, or at least get to some of the ones I never got to. So I started playing The Mark of Cree on PS2, and Dwight's probably familiar with this game. And I'm gonna just assume that Jonathan is not.
Nope. Never heard of
it. So there's this game called The Mark of Cree, and if you looked at it, you'll be like, wow, this looks like a Disney cartoon, because it does. It looks just like a Disney cartoon. But it is super violent, unlike a Disney cartoon. But it definitely has that same like animation style. So a couple little things about it. The way you do the combat is you have left and right stick, obviously. You have to select the enemy with the right stick, and then it assigns the enemy a button. So like if you point at an enemy, it'll be like, this enemy's X. And then you have like two other enemies, it'll be like, oh, this one's triangle and this one's square. So whatever button you hit, that's the enemy you will attack. which in concept is cool, but in execution means you have no camera control whatsoever. So, which is a big problem. And that was my main takeaway. Plus, I'm only gonna probably be attacking one enemy at a time.
Right.
That I'm not loving it. I'll say that. They tried a thing, and I'm not loving it. I don't really care about the story yet, but it has like this like Mayan Aztec sort of. If you imagine like Mayan warrior sort of thing going on. You have this bird that has this Assassin's Creed thing. You can send out this bird and see enemies like up ahead and stuff. But why? It's just like super linear. Like if I send out the bird and they're like, oh, there's 4 enemies up ahead. What difference does it make? I'm still gonna have to fight them. Like, I know they're there.
You're gonna sneak around them,
but now you'll know that
you have no option to sneak around them. There's no other path. You just still have to fight them. So, it has save scrolls,
cool
which is real stupid. Which I guess is just a sign of the time. You know, you can't like just save wherever you want, and that's like, oh, this is unfortunate.
That actually, sorry.
You're good.
It's kind of off topic, but the saving thing is interesting. Xenoblade 3, I've been playing that. There's an option to do a regular save and a quick save, but you can regular save anywhere. But
so
then
why would you quick save?
Why would you ever quick save? I never quick save. And it's faster to regular save because you can map regular save to a shortcut on the controller, and you can't map quick save to a shortcut. Which is just like it's just
a weird like oversight.
It's like a huge oversight. But yeah, I just thought of that.
I don't know. It's a weird sort of thing. I don't know. Anyway, Mark of Kree, it's okay. It does have some really like interesting mechanics. Like your sword will react to the environment. Like so if you hit like a rock, or like if you say you're like in a little area. And some games do this. Berserk reminds me of it.
Yeah,
Berserk
do that. Yeah.
If you like try to hit and you're too close to the wall, you just won't hit. Like your sword will just hit the wall.
Have like sparks, yeah.
And also, and I've never seen a game do this, where it's different materials. So if you do this near a tree, your sword will get stuck in the tree, and you have to like get it out of there. You know, that's clever. So, I did feel kind of dumb because I have this on PS2. I started playing it on PS2. And then I realized, oh shit, I have this on PS5 digital and it's all HD and shit. And you can save anywhere. I was like, well, so I restarted it on that and I played the same. I had to play 2 levels and I ended up playing the first level twice. It is what it is. I'm going to try to play it because I hear there's a sequel, Rise of Kasai, I think it's called.
Yeah.
I want to play them. They've been on my backlog for too long. And there are cheats. Regular old cheat menu cheats.
Up, down, left, right, F, A,
yes,
B,
that sort of bullshit
start,
cheats.
Whatever.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm digging it though. I'm not digging some of the like data mechanics, but this kind of comes with the territory of playing a game from almost 30 years ago at this rate. So you kind of got to deal with it.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that on shelves a lot, but never ended up playing it myself.
Yeah, I bought it, and I bought Rise of Kasai as well, and it's been sitting there for ever. So one day, and now today's the day.
Right.
Jonathan, what you got going on? Let's wrap it up with you.
A few things. I am still playing BioShock 2, my hard Novi chamber run. I'm not gonna talk too much about that, but I'm still working through that. Pokemon Fire Red, I'm on. Let's see, I'm 5 gyms in now. I spent the majority of the time between this last podcast and this one fishing for Dratini and playing at the game corner. Because here's one of the things that I did was
got to get your Porygon somehow. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So one of the things that I did was I found out this was probably back when this was before we found out that they were coming out. But I read something about teams in Fire Red, and that Nidoking is a really good Pokemon to have because he can learn all of these different TM moves. I'm like, okay, cool. Next time I play it, I'll get a Nidoking and I'll see how that works because he can learn like Shadow Ball and Surf and all sorts of different Ice Beam, all sorts of stuff.
Isn't Surf
So
an HM?
okay, cool.
Isn't Surf an HM? It
Yes.
doesn't matter. Go ahead. Continue
Yes,
on.
it
I don't
is.
know why I brought that up. Such a excuse me.
The well actually was itching.
Well, I mean, but still, there are only certain Pokemon who can use it, and Nidoking is a ground poison type, so it's weird that he can use all these moves, ice moves and water moves and all this stuff, electric moves. So, but anyway, so I said, okay, I'm gonna get Nidoking and try this. And I got him, and I finally got to the point where I got to sell it on City, which is where all the TMs are. I didn't realize that the TMs aren't in the store, like they're not in the mall area in Celadon. They're in the game corner, so you have to play the stupid slot machines to get coins to buy the stupid things. So I went online and I looked up some to see if there were like strategies, and there is actually a strategy to getting the jackpot that has worked fairly well. But you have to have like decent timing, a decent like rhythm because rhythm, that's the word. You have to have decent rhythm. But basically, you set a metronome, and you can like Google one. You set a metronome to 115 beats per minute, and you hit the each reel at a specific interval along that, and you can actually get a jackpot relatively
Reliably?
relatively. So
this is crazy.
Sounds like save states is what you mean.
Well, yes, but it's not doesn't have that. So,
Yeah.
But yes, so that's been slightly frustrating, but
So
I've gotten into it.
Do you have a
little bit.
metronome? I'm just kind of curious. Are you
Yeah.
just using your phone?
Oh no! I went on Google and just pulled one up. You can
okay.
you can Google.
I just
metronome.
imagine you have like a real like do.
Oh no, I don't. But you can Google metronome, and Google has a built-in metronome.
Okay.
Just like they have built-in random stuff. I never thought that would be one of the things Google would have,
like
but they do.
Test. They have a built-in speed test or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been doing that. Hopefully, I'm at like 4,000 coins. I might be able to. I have quite a bit of money, so I might be able to supplement the rest with income. I'll just have to look
Can't
at
you
it
just find money on the ground too if you go in and out? Probably
find
not
money on.
significant.
Oh, you mean coins?
Whatever the money that you need, you just find it on the ground.
There's you can find it once. There's
just
a
once.
bunch
I thought
of
you
coins.
could consistently get that. Maybe whatever. It's been a long time.
There's like
I was like what 10 years old at the time. My knowledge is not reliable.
There's like 6 or 7 spots you can find coins on the ground or from other people in the game corner. And that only gives you like I think like 150 or so to start you off. So you have to play to get the rest. But so I'm working on that. We'll get there eventually.
Jonathan, gambling addiction duffer.
Yeah. I've also started Atomic Heart, which I haven't gotten too far into. I've only played about a few hours of it. I was telling Mike this earlier. I wanted to play some more of it today, and then when I went to start it, it had a 60 gigabyte patch that needed to download. So by the time that finished, yeah, say what?
After you started playing it already?
Yeah. So by the time I finished the downloading that, it was like a minute before we needed to start recording. But so I'm a few hours into it. I don't know if I like it yet or not.
Buddy's too chit chatty for me. That's just my take, real quick.
Well, I don't
like
mind. His voice is kind of annoying. Is my only issue. He's got that attitude that's like it's like snarky, and it's supposed to be endearing, I think, but it's just not.
It's not.
So yeah, I don't know, but I can get past that. I think the biggest issue I have is the searching mechanic for when you're like looking for reusable like items and stuff. It's supposed to be cool, because you're using your little glove to like magnetically open doors and drawers and stuff and pull stuff in. And it is kind of cool, but you have to be very precise at what you're pointing at. And when you're playing, it's probably a lot easier on a controller. When you're playing with mouse and keyboard, you're really finagling yourself around in really weird ways to get right at every single drawer and cabinet that you're trying to open, and it's starting to get a little annoying.
It's awkward.
Yeah.
The game runs really good on the Steam Deck, I will say. I got it when it was on sale a while ago. I didn't really play it that much, but I downloaded it on the Steam Deck, and I was like, wow, this is incredibly good on the Steam Deck.
Maybe I'll try it on Steam Deck.
I would give it a shot on there. You would be shocked at how well it runs.
Yeah. I don't have it at top-notch graphics. I think I have it somewhere in the middle. Because my PC is not... I mean, the graphics card isn't really the problem. The problem is the processor. My processor is a few years old for it, so...
The game is like... It looks good, but it's not like... You know, the game came out on like PS4, too, so...
Oh, did it come out on PS4?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
It's not like
how old it was.
It's not a super heavy game. It's not that old. That's the thing. It's just like PS4 could run it, so they just like, why not? So...
Okay. But yeah, I mean, most of the time I'm enjoying it. The combat feels good. I have not gotten a hang of the dodging yet, but I think I'll get there. It's just reaction time.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. That threw me off because I did not realize that was a whole thing. But I think it's just reaction time that I need to get down. I also the at the very end of my last play session is when I met Nora. Which is it? Have either of you played it enough to?
Yeah. I played a good bit of it. It was. I played it when it first came out, though. So there's not a lot.
It was on Game Pass originally, and that's what sold me on it. But like I said, I ended up getting it on PC.
So Nora's like the little vending machine that you use to upgrade your weapons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
that's right.
She is.
Okay.
Very, very
suggestive,
sexually
right?
dirty. Like, I'm sitting there just like my eyes are just like saucer. I'm like, girl, you need to shut up.
this you needed to stream that. This is the game that you should have came back.
Yeah, that would have been.
I would have loved to have been there for that.
That was. Yeah,
I forgot all about that. That's right.
I did too. Until you said
when the
something,
twins
I was
show
like,
up and all that other stuff. Oh yeah, that's
I was starting to feel really awkward because I know that there's a family that lives below me with a little girl, and I'm like, I really hope she can't hear any of this. Like this is bad.
Let me put on these headphones real quick. Yeah.
That's funny.
I was like, oh, geez, but
That's
so
funny.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, overall, I think I'm liking it, but I'm still kind of on the fence on it.
Yeah, I don't like it as much as BioShock, and it's inspiration.
Yeah,
yes,
like 100%. But
it has a System Shock reference at the very beginning, which I think I told both of you. Like at the very beginning cutscene when there's a guy who's telling his wife, I think, the code to his luggage. And the code is 0451, and that 451 is a System Shock reference.
I think that's a lot of games because
a lot of games do have it. Yeah,
every game that Bethesda puts out that has like a code type, like Dishonored.
Dishonored has it. Prey has it.
Prey has it. What's that game with the Deathloop? Deathloop has it.
Oh, does it?
I think you even get an achievement in Deathloop just for because there's like a door and you just put in that and it's like, how'd you know, or something like that.
Yep.
You know.
I mean, BioShock. Both of the BioShocks have it. Even Last of Us has it, which I didn't know until I looked it up. So
it's a Fahrenheit 451 reference or whatever. So that's
yeah. I guess it could depend on your viewpoint because 0451 was the code to Looking Glass Studios.
Yeah.
The people who made System Shock. That was the code of their office, and so that's why they started getting put into all the stuff, and anything Shock related ends up having it.
Yeah.
But I think the reason they had it set as their I think the reason they had it set as their code, if I remember properly, is because of Fahrenheit 451.
Yeah.
So Last of Us might be referencing Fahrenheit because Fahrenheit was more about post-apocalyptic stuff, wasn't it? I haven't read it, but
it's Atomic Heart, good, but not. I mean, I think if you're gonna pick a BioShock clone, I think Prey is the better one personally. But yeah, whatever. I haven't played that much, so who knows? Maybe I'll get around to it, or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll be talking about it 3 years later. I need to get to this game, so
I need to get to that one as well. Prey, Dishonored, all that stuff.
Yes, absolutely. I need to play Dishonored too. So many games, so little time. That's been said a few times on here, but cool. We're gonna take a quick break. We come back. We got our episode topic, which same name, different game, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back.
maybe try that again with a little more enthusiasm.
Jesus. All right. Yep. And we're back. Third time's a charm. We're back for real this time. Back with a little more oomph. This third time's the charm.
Yeah.
Oomph. Yeah. Yep. What are we talking about today? Man, my God.
Same name, different games.
Same name, different games. I have a little thing pulled up here on Google, and there's been I don't know, I kind of put this in there for really one specific thing, and I've talked about a couple of these on the podcast. But I was like, this has happened a few times, right? Where whether you only have like a Wii, or right, or you know, maybe back in the day you only have like a PS2, or you only have whatever. And then you're like, oh, this thing is out, and you get it, and you look at it, and you're like, sweet, and you start to play it, and you're like, this doesn't look anything like the commercial, or this doesn't look anything like what I played over at my friend's house, or something like that. So, I know a huge one back in the day was Disney's Aladdin.
Yes.
And I know Dwight knows specifically about this, and if I didn't put this on this list, he would definitely do it. Because Disney's Aladdin, despite having the exact same box art on Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, are completely different games. They don't have anything to do with each other. Which one is the one where you get a weapon? Is that the Genesis one? Is that the one where you get the sword?
Yes. Yep. You get the sword, and then you can throw apples. Because I played it. It's the PC version is the same as the Genesis version.
Oh, so you've never played the Super Nintendo one?
I have not played the Super Nintendo. I have the collection, which I believe has both of them, but I have not played the SNES version.
I want to say, was it you, Dwight? Like, I would think it was a GameSpot. Where did you play through that whole game one time?
At the store.
At the store.
Oh, yeah.
Was it you?
Yeah. That was the spot back in the day.
Yeah, it was the GameSpot.
I don't think so. Not at the store.
It might have been one of the other dudes. It might have been like Matt or something.
Yeah. But I have played the whole thing. I would say the Genesis version is the version people usually say is the best one.
Yes.
I would say the Super Nintendo version is an actual platformer. It's really good, and it's a true platformer. The Genesis version is not a platformer. It's just a straight up action game. But I mean, obviously, I love the Genesis version. The fact that he's running around with the sword doesn't make any sense because it's Aladdin and he doesn't fight anybody with the sword. But it's just a more fun game, and it looks and sounds amazing, and it's a Genesis, of course.
Well, I mean, you're a little biased on that, but in this particular scenario, I agree with you. I think the Genesis one is kind of like the superior one.
The Disney animators worked on it,
it looks a lot better than the SNES version, doesn't it?
No, I think they both look really good.
They both look good, and I think the Super Nintendo version.
It was Virgin Interactive, right? Is that who did this?
Yeah,
Virgin. Yeah.
The Super Nintendo version is made by Capcom, and I mean, Capcom was spitting out Disney hits back in the day. So I mean, it's a very good game. The Genesis version, pretty much cheated because the Disney animators also helped, with the sprite animation and everything like that. So
you can tell too. I
mean, so they kind of, if they didn't work on it and they didn't have the animation and everything looking like how it did, the Capcom version would have won immediately by a landslide. But
I have this game in the box, which is weird because I'm not really I only have like 2 or 3 Genesis games in the box, but like this is one of them. And it's not like I sought it out. I found it at Goodwill, just in pristine shape.
Oh wow!
I don't have
in the box. It was like one of the best finds. I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any of the boxes for my any of my Genesis games, which is funny because I definitely remembered us having them back in the day, and they were plastic clamshells, so they were definitely more sturdy
Not
than
all the time.
the cardboard stuff you got from Super Nintendo.
I have one cardboard box,
Hmm.
and it's for the Tasmanian Devil game.
Oh
which
yeah,
is
yeah,
not
yeah.
a good game.
No, it's not. I remember seeing it a couple times though, like actually like at a friend's house, whatever.
What happened to Taz, man?
Taz, and then there's a Roadrunner game for Super Nintendo, I think.
Roadrunner game.
Yeah, it was a Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner game on Super Nintendo.
Yeah. I have.
Do you play the Roadrunner?
I believe so.
Yes, I think you do. You had to get away from the coyote, and it had like momentum, speed, physics, kind of like Sonic. I think I remember that.
I have Donald Duck's Quack Shot, Sonic 1 and 2, Super Street Fighter, which is not the good version on Genesis, Mortal Kombat, and
it's like Championship Edition, I think.
Yeah, that's. I have all those in boxes on Genesis and Taz, of course. But
nice.
And I did have Back to the Future Part 3 for a while, but it got expensive, so up on eBay it went because that's a garbage game anyway.
Back to the Future. That was I remember playing the original on NES. That was a hard ass game.
All of those Back to the Future games are terrible except for the 360 Telltale, 360 era Telltale.
And that game is also weird because every level was completely different. I think the first level was like Paperboy, and the second one was like Root Beer.
Yeah, they're like, what games are popular?
Interesting.
It's not good. Stop the interest.
But it's an interesting concept.
Yeah. It was definitely, each level did something different, which was really interesting.
Also, I know for the, maybe you didn't think about it when you were a kid. I know this turned into a Back to the Future thing real quick, but the music is the most repetitive. It's like like 10 notes, like it's just like all right.
Yeah, I played this on an NES at like a babysitter's house, and we didn't have an NES at home, so there's only like 2 places I remember playing an NES at somebody's house, and so we were enamored with it. But yeah, bro, that game is super hard.
I didn't put this on this list, but while we're on NES, just because while we're here, Captain America and the Avengers, I know, is one where it's a completely different game on NES than it is on Genesis, which I mean that makes sense. It's like a weaker version.
Yeah,
because you can only play as Hawkeye and Captain America in that version, if I remember right.
Wasn't there a Batman game that was on Sega Genesis and also like the TurboGrafx, and then the TurboGrafx version was like a puzzle game or something like that?
Probably. See, this would have been a great thing to research more ahead of time.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
Let me
let's Google that real
I think
quick.
that it had the exact same name, but it was like a puzzle game instead of a action game.
I mean, that's very possible. Oh, you know what? Another game. Speaking of like superheroes, Spider-Man 2. Is completely friggin' different on almost every platform. The only ones that are kind of the same are the GameCube, PS2, and Xbox versions. They're similar. They're not even the same, really.
Are you talking about Spider-Man the movie too?
The movie too, yes.
I think that's the one I was trying to think of earlier before we were talking before the recording.
It could be because I know the PC game is different.
Yeah.
The Game Boy Advance version is different. The DS version is different. The PSP version is different. They're all like, because the PSP version is just Spider-Man 1 the game, slightly remixed to be Spider-Man 2. The definitive way to play 100% though, that game specifically is original Xbox.
So that Batman game, just to throw it in there, it's just Batman the video game or whatever, based off the movie. So it's the same exact name and is based off a movie, just like the Sunsoft one on NES. But of course, the Sunsoft version is a classic action game.
Yeah.
And the one on TurboGrafx is just like a straight up like Bomberman clone like puzzle game.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's just really weird that they went in that direction. But yeah. Oh, Batman the animated series
on Genesis and Super Nintendo. That's another great example. The
completely
Genesis version
game.
is honestly much better.
Yeah.
For that version too, actually.
And
it is a little stupid though, because he just, if I remember right, I could be wrong. Doesn't he just have like infinite batarangs he throws at people?
It's just Contra. Like it's
Contra,
not even a Batman game. It's just
I remember
Contra.
hearing about
so and that's the funny thing, because just like with Aladdin, the Super Nintendo game is actually super accurate to the show. It looks.
I think the Super Nintendo version looks
way
way better, personally.
Yeah. So it looks more like the show, and you're actually doing Batman things or whatever. You're sneaking around
way
and stuff,
harder.
which is really cool.
It's
but
really hard.
The Genesis game is just fun as shit, and it looks
it
amazing.
is a lot more fun. Yeah.
Nothing to do with Batman. It doesn't even have Batman. The Super Nintendo version has like the theme song from the show, and then the one for Sega Genesis just has like extreme house techno or whatever the whole time. And it's just like the bass is ridiculous, and the music is awesome. Everybody loves that game. It has nothing to do with the show. It's just there. It's just, you know.
We need a Batman game. The Adventures of Batman and Robin. What a both great games, but Super Nintendo specifically is like, prepare to lose your hair, man. That game is hard as balls. It's so hard.
Yeah. You definitely have to save scum that game.
You're not playing it on a Super Nintendo unless you have like just absolute patience. It's not a thing.
The music in the Genesis version is insane.
There was I'm sure there's probably more examples of that generation where, I mean, obviously like visually Genesis and like Super Nintendo, but generally they were kind of the same game. There wasn't like massive differences, but I mean those two were pretty good examples. Another example, the next thing I put on this list was Splinter Cell. That's the one I brought up several times on this list. So you had like the PC version, which was kind of like the definitive way to go. And then you had like the Xbox, which was good enough to like be the PC version. But it was popular enough to like warrant a PS2 and GameCube because, sales. If you want something to sell, you put it on PS2. But that PS2 is not running that shit. Like, it's just not gonna work. So you had to make an entire new version of the game. And Dwight must have found the Ark of the Covenant over there or something. That's what he looks like. He's just this glowing off screen. He's got that case from Pulp Fiction.
I've never seen Pulp Fiction.
They have a case that glows. You don't know what's
in it. It was like just a MacGuffin.
A MacGuffin, yeah, pretty much. You never found out what was in it. They just opened the case and just glowing.
It's the Tesseract.
There you go. Could have been. But Splinter Cell, especially peaked in like Splinter Cell Double Agent, because not only did you have like a transitional period between like the new generation of consoles had come out, and I'm like a big Splinter Cell guy, right? That's like a known thing with me. So you had like the 360 version, which was like the headline version, but then the game came out on original Xbox, which was a different game than the 360 one. And then you had like the PS2 and GameCube versions, which are just like mega gimped versions of that Xbox version with none of like the other stuff. So there's like 3 or 4 different versions. Then of course you have the Wii version, which is the same thing as like the PS2 and GameCube version, but like with motion controls and stuff. And I can't remember the specifics, but it's different enough to where the plot is different.
Oh.
Which is funny because it's the same game.
Weird.
Yeah.
So
I don't
like significantly different?
Like I think someone died again. Research should have been done, but I think someone like dies or something. That they don't die in the other one. It's enough to where it's like this is not the same thing at all.
That's all right.
It's weird. It's very, very weird. I definitely recommend, if you're gonna play Splinter Cell, if you're gonna go through the whole series, play like the PC or Xbox versions until you get to Double Agent. Only play the original Xbox version of Double Agent. And if you're playing on like a modern system, like it is backwards compatible, but there's like literally there's like a 360 version and an original Xbox version. Play that original Xbox version. It plays like Chaos Theory, which is
the PC version is that of Double Agent.
Is it?
Is it? Is that the same as the original Xbox version, or?
I have no idea. I bet it's the 360 one if I had to guess, though.
Because I obviously don't have original Xbox, and I haven't. I need to play Splinter Cell again.
No,
I think
but
Double Agent
you
was the first one.
you
I
do have a
didn't
Series
play.
X though, and it does play all those games.
Oh well, okay.
through backwards compatibility, and not only that, but upscales them to like 4K and makes them all beautimous and everything like that. So it's definitely worth doing. Let's see. I put that for like the 6th generation of consoles. There's a couple other games like that. Just from a Google search, Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, totally different game on the Wii than it was.
Is it that really? That's that much different?
It's a completely different game.
The
levels are different, and like I mean, the general plot is the same, but if you played them back to back, this is not the same game.
Oh wow!
Yeah. There's all the Sonic games that came out during the 360 generation.
Sonic Unleashed does not have any open world. It's just level to level.
Yeah,
I knew that.
The
Wii
versions are always
Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands is way better on. Like I cannot stress this enough. This is the best Prince of Persia game that you've never played. That's an absolute YouTube clickbait article shit, but it is. Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands on Wii is amazing, and
I think I have that on PC.
It's just okay on everything else, but the Wii version is so good.
I played the 360 version back in the day, and I wasn't really impressed.
It's all right, right? That's fine, but the Wii version is cool as hell. Like I love it.
I threw Mortal Kombat in here, but it's not really vibing with the rest of these options because it's the same name, but it's because they keep reusing the Mortal Kombat name. Yeah. There's 3 different games technically with the name Mortal Kombat. There's the original, of course, and back in like the early 90s. Then there was Mortal Kombat 9 during the 360 generation,
which we just called.
People call it Mortal Kombat 9, but it was just called Mortal Kombat.
That's why I didn't put Doom in here because everyone just calls it Doom 2016 at this point.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Same thing in Mortal Kombat. It was called Mortal Kombat 9 because it was the 9th one, and they actually continued that numbering because the next one was 10, which is whatever. Yeah. But this was just Mortal Kombat, and it was a reboot.
Just enough to confuse new people real bad.
Yeah, which was because they rebooted it, and if you play the game, they rebooted timeline, blah blah whatever. Then years later, after Mortal Kombat 11, it was like Mortal Kombat, then 10, which is X, and then 11, then 1, which doesn't make any sense because this is another reboot, but they already rebooted with 9, so they rebooted again just a couple games later, which I didn't even end up getting that game or whatever, Mortal Kombat 1, because it just didn't make any sense why they rebooted again. But yeah, so Mortal Kombat 1.
You just need to believe that the people over at NetherRealms just don't know how to count.
Yeah. The numbering, it annoys me to no end because it's like 10, 11, and you go back to 1, and it's like, oh my god. So what are you going to do?
No, that's not how that works.
The next one, 13? Like, it's just...
it's like they forgot to take their shoes off.
Yeah.
So... whichever.
A couple more like versions that PS2 version of James Bond, Quantum of Solace, totally different game.
Yeah,
not the same thing at all. Obviously, it follows the plot of the movie, but again, that's one of the ones where the PS2 version is way better than the PS3 and 360.
Yeah, the 360 version was just
it's a Call of Duty clone.
Yeah, it was just Call of Duty, but with like third person. See, and the funny thing is, this was before Call of Duty did those like third person takedowns or whatever. Yeah. This game did it before that, and
which is crazy. They stole from them, and then they stole something else back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So James Bond games were kind of on point back then. Remember Bloodstone? I know Bloodstone's really.
I love Bloodstone. Yeah, everyone. Not a lot of people remember about that. And of course, like Everything or Nothing. I loved that game.
Everything or Nothing was really, really good.
And what was it?
From Russia with Love was a really good one.
Yeah. The PSP versions of those games are pretty good too.
I have the PSP version of From Russia with Love, and surprisingly, it's not an example of this what we're talking about here. It's almost exactly the same as the console version.
It's pretty close.
It's
just without the second joystick.
yeah, you don't have that. But Sean Connery and all his glory is right there for you. You got Ghostbusters is another one. Ghostbusters is almost like a reskin to a degree, though, because like if you look at the Wii version,
they made it all cel shaded and everything. Yeah,
it's like completely different looking. Like they remade the entire game physically.
Yeah.
Like everything's cartoony,
Yep.
like completely done up, but like the lines and everything are directly from the HD version, which is done in a realistic art style. So it's worth playing them both, in my opinion. In fact, the Wii version, because you have Wii pointer controls, makes it actually a lot of fun.
What about Rodea the Sky Soldier?
What?
So that doesn't count for us because we got both versions in one box.
So that's the weird. It doesn't technically count, but I just wanted to mention it because
it's a 3DS version. There you go.
There's a Wii version, there's a 3DS version, and it was released for Wii U.
Wii U.
But it's just a reskin 3DS version and not like an upgraded Wii version, which it should have been, or at least like our actual HD, new game or whatever.
That's
so weird.
The version is way better.
So yeah,
and the only way to get the Wii version is to buy the Wii U version because they came in a double pack. And it was dumb. That was actually a pretty good game, though. Actually, if I remember correctly, I have it somewhere. Actually, it's not too far. I have all my Wii U games in here because they conveniently fit in this one little spot right here. So I was like, why not? Let's see. Prey. Prey is a great example of a game that has the exact same name, and there was supposed to be a Prey 2.
There was
following that first thing, and it completely fell off.
But
it
looks good.
Both of these are good. Both of these versions of Prey are good. I'd say.
Well,
although
I mean, like the sequel that they were wanting.
The sequel to the original looked good, yes, but we'll never probably see that at this rate. I like the most recent Prey. Was that like 2014? Ish?
Somewhere around there. 16, I think.
Ballpark around there.
No. Actually, it might be 2014. Maybe 2014.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, around there. Ballpark. 5-year gap. But
the
I say the original 2006 Prey is good, but I probably haven't played it since 2006. So
I played the demo. I remember back on Xbox, like everything had a demo. So I played the demo for Prey then.
It did have a
interesting.
Demo. It was Blue Oyster Cult in there.
It was an early 360 game, and it definitely looked like Quake 4, pretty much.
Yes.
So
everything looked like that.
It was definitely a Quake. What's it called? An early 360 game.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like I remember it being good, but then again, I played it back then. You know what blew my mind though, and it's not a lot less impressive now. But there was like, again, my memory is vague, very very hazy on this. I remember like they had like a portal type system. Like, you would walk into like a room and it was like, or I don't remember exactly what it was.
You could.
It was the same concept as Portal.
Yeah, you could walk through a portal and then you'd be on like the ceiling of another room, walking.
Totally different area, and it was just like, oh wow!
That
my mind.
I remember all the reviewers were just going nuts. They loved that game, and it had a lot of like fancy weapons and everything. The reason why I say it's like an early 360 game. 360 was around for a long period of time. It was from 2005 to like 2013, 2014.
Yes.
It was a long period of time, and at that time, it was like one of the longest, console generations. We're kind of used to that now, but then the console generation was like 4 or 5 years, maybe, sometimes less. So the fact that it lasted that long is crazy. 2005 and 2006 and 2007 games were basically just up-resed original Xbox games.
A lot of them were. But so, I mean, in the case of like the Tom Clancy games, like the Splinter Cell we were talking about earlier, like companies that had money, they just made like multiple versions.
Yeah.
So, you remember Tom Clancy's, what was the Ghost Recon game called? Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. Advanced Warfighter came out on 360. I want to say that was one of the huge, big 360 games.
The 360 version was better than the PC version at the time.
Yes.
Because the PC version, I think it was like based off the PS2 or Xbox version.
The PS2, the PS2 one is jank, I could tell you because I played it. The PC and the Xbox, God, I'm getting so confused. The PC and the original Xbox version are completely different.
Yeah.
Then the 360 one. Actually, not Ghost Recon. Need for Speed Most Wanted's the same way. The 360 has an exclusive
King Kong is
version
the
of
same
that.
way.
Yeah.
The PC version is just the PS2 version.
The
like,
original Xbox PS2 version, yeah.
And 360 had like the new next gen version.
But Ghost Recon specifically was different because it's in first person on original Xbox and PC, and it's in third person on, and there's no option to like flip it.
Yeah.
It's a completely different thing. I even want to say it's got different levels and everything. It's a totally different game.
And like the lighting system and all that, because it was bloomed the hell out on 360. Which
yeah. Once we discovered Bloom, man, we were all about
it.
They
went nuts. And it's funny because Need for Speed Most Wanted is also like egregious with the bloom. It looks like a damn
J.J. Abrams
the
movie.
new Star Trek, like a J.J. Abrams movie.
Well, I mean that's why that version's like desired like a lot, because even today, like the I mean, I'm sure you could mod the PC version now.
Yeah.
To make it look like the 360 one, but the 360 one was like highly superior.
Yeah. I can't really think of any others besides those.
Yeah, I got some handheld versions on here. If you didn't expect the handheld versions to be like different, then shame on you.
They were always different. It wasn't until like recent that they.
But I mean, a lot of times though, they were like, even though they were different, you still like Rayman 3 is a great example. Rayman 3 is a third-person character action platformer on consoles, but it is a Rayman game on Game Boy Advance.
Which
they're both great.
Unless it was like a movie tie-in game, then a lot of times the version they threw out on handheld systems were complete crap compared to like in most cases, but not in all, because there are a couple of games where the handheld version actually turned out to be better than like the 3D version, and I wish I could remember some of them off the top of my head.
I'm sure there's probably a lot of really good examples that we completely didn't write down, because that would be smart of us to do. So
we got a pretty decent list though.
Yeah, we got a decent list. You put Mario Brothers 2 on here, which I get where you're going. There's that like Super Mario, the hard as hell Japanese one,
the Lost Levels.
Yeah.
And then
we it's
call it
slightly
the Lost
different
Levels.
Yeah, it's a slightly different concept than the rest of them, but yeah, I just thought of that because it is very interesting that we just got a completely different Mario Brothers 2 because Nintendo of America thought it was too hard for us.
We got Doki Doki Panic reskinned as Mario, and then it's funny, it went back over there. What is it? Super Mario USA? I think that's what it's called.
Yes, I think that's what
which
it was.
Which is funny because I feel like that game is way more interesting than the Lost Levels, because the Lost Levels is pretty much just
the same thing.
Hard Mario. That's all it really is. Yeah.
So the first time I played that was the game on Game Boy Advance. Like the first Super Mario Advance was Mario Brothers 2 or whatever, that remake. And that was
the first time you played it?
Yep, that was the first time I played it.
Oh my god, that game is my childhood, bro. That game is amazing. I love that game.
So I played it on an emulator on Game Boy Advance. No, or I think someone had it. But it was the first Super Mario Advance, which
it was. I remember that because he was pulling the turnip up out of the thing. Yeah, I got that game, and I got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Was it 2? I think it was 2. Those were my first 2 Game Boy Advance games. And Tony Hawk was not great on that system. It's isometric Tony Hawk. Some people might argue, but I don't think it works at all.
I don't really like any isometric action games. I really don't. There's just very few that I really jive with. I mean, isometric racing games too. Like I can't do it. People love those games, but it's just like
maybe like Marble Madness, and I could do like obviously games like Diablo or Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
I mean, those sure.
But
like a.
Speaking of isometric, I just remembered. There's a game.
It's not a you hear every day.
I've recommended what?
Speaking of isometric, it's not a sense you hear every day.
I recommended the game called Dark Ages, which is a platformer from back in the DOS era of games. I tried to look for information on it. This was probably back in the early 2000s or something like that. And I kept Googling it, and all I could come up with was this other Memorpica called Dark Ages. Like no one else had heard of the game that I was looking for, but it's just everything was about either the actual Dark Ages of like the world,
the actual Dark Ages,
or this game, this isometric MMO called Dark Ages. So there's another one. It's like completely different game, but yeah.
Isometric action games, for at least, especially like the early ones, were just like, there's one, the first game that I ever bought for myself was Crusader No Remorse on PC, and it was a isometric PC game. They also released it on PlayStation and Saturn, I think, but obviously I didn't know that at the time. I just saw it was on PC. It was in a Sam's Club in one of those big PC boxes, and I remember they used to have like an aisle with all these like PC games. They had like X-Wing, X-Wing Dark Forces and like Tomb Raider and all this. And I saw Crusader No Remorse, and it was cheap. And they had this dude in this in this armor that kind of sort of looked like a clone trooper, but it was all red. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And so I got it and then tried to play it on my computer, and that game was super hard and just not fun. And it was like this isometric shooter, but it's not a run and gun. You had to like stop and pop, and it was like supposed to be tactical, and it was just like really slow, and my 10-year-old brain could not handle that shit at the time.
I'm looking at it now. This doesn't look it looks like a damn red Boba Fett, like on the cover.
Yeah. He just looks like a straight up like just red clone.
And that's the day Dwight learned the value of money.
Oh wow, he really does look like Boba Fett. That's crazy.
It is. We had a Windows 98 SE computer at the time, and that was one of those games where once you installed it, you had to restart the computer in game mode or whatever to actually play it.
No.
It would or in DOS mode. It would not play in Windows.
The Tentacle was like that.
And if it didn't run, and you would have to restart all the way back into Windows, and it was just really tough to like troubleshoot how it worked and everything. That was just like one of those games that really turned me off of PC gaming for like, I don't know. There's a lot of foundational, games like that, because that's when I last was really into PC gaming. Was that time and up into the 2000s, and I just got tired of it. Once my parents got me an original Xbox, that was it for me.
You're done.
But yeah,
that's pretty much all we got. There is a ton more, but here's the thing: really, you don't run into that so much now. Unless you're retro game collecting. But just know, if you are retro game collecting, this is something you definitely like. Just because it says this is, Time Splitters 2, although Time Splitters 2 is a good example of a game that's the same on every system. But whatever. Just because it says this does not mean it's your ideal of it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to like do a little bit of research.
Tarzan or whatever, the movie, the game.
Yeah.
It's probably
something
different
like
on
that.
every system.
It's totally not the same thing, but yeah, we'll wrap it up there. Recommendations corner. I jumped ahead and went ahead and put my thing in my recommendation in here because I went on Monday, and I got to tell this story because it's kind of dumb, and you guys already know. But so Speed Racer, the movie, is my recommendation from 2008. The live action has what's that guy's name? I forget the guy's. John Candy? Is that the? No, it's not John Candy.
No, I think it's not John Candy at that point.
What was his name? What was the guy's name?
I know you're talking about.
The guy that played on Roseanne.
Yeah.
Oh, John Goodman.
John Goodman. He's in it, and you got Emil Hirsch. Have you ever seen the movie?
No.
You need to watch the movie. It's a
Christina
great movie.
in there.
Yeah, so it's a very good movie. I haven't seen it in a long time, and it's one of those like cult classics where everybody's like, oh, it needs a 4K thing, because it does. It really needed to be in 4K. It really needed to be in HDR because it is a super colorful movie, like obnoxiously so in some scenarios. Like it's definitely based off of an anime, and they lean into that real hard.
It's the most. What's it called?
Literal anime movie.
It's the most literal adaptation of an anime.
Let's the movie needs a seizure warning at the beginning of it, almost. Like I'd say.
Yeah.
So
cutting in, and
I'll just throw this out there.
Not
Monday they brought it back, and they're like, "This movie's going to be in IMAX because it's coming out in 4K." They're like, "We're going to put it in theaters one day, IMAX." I'm like, "I'm going to go see this movie. I like this movie. I haven't seen it in a while." And I'm like, you got to pick your seats at IMAX. And I pick my seats, and I'm not thinking about it. I just go in. And I told you guys this, but I just want to. The experience was, I thought I picked the back two middle seats of the theater, right in the middle. I'm like, this is perfect for IMAX. Nah. Packed theater. I picked the front two middle seats.
Still trying to figure out how you possibly did that.
So from my perspective, I didn't really. It looked like the layout was the back of the theater. I did not acknowledge that they said screen.
Yeah, there's like a thing that says screen. Yeah,
I didn't see that.
I see that.
This is what you get for buying tickets on your phone like that. I didn't even see it. You had to like scroll down a little bit, but
that's funny.
So not only did I experience,
like, man, the whole back row is like completely empty. This is great. I can pick anyone I want. Why did everyone
I thought it was
seats
weird.
open?
I thought it was weird, but anywho, So not only did I experience the most bright, colorful, seizure-inducing movie there is,
inches
but
away
I
from
experienced it inches away from my face. So, at like, just massive size, just a wall of screen. Still a great movie though. I will say it's amazing how well it holds up. The CGI looked CGI at the time, so that wasn't really.
They didn't try to hide those CGI.
They didn't try to hide the fact that it was CGI. It was very CGI always. The only thing I say doesn't hold up, but it's still I wouldn't remove it. If you ever seen Speed Racer the cartoon, they have Spritle and Chim Chim, the little kid and the monkey.
Yeah.
It's a movie for everybody. I will say that. It's a all ages movie. Parents, adults can enjoy it. I like the movie. The parts with them are just a little too kid-ish to me. And I'm just if they would have toned down them a little bit, but I would still leave them because they are important and whatever. Great movie if you've never seen it. It's coming out in 4K. Absolutely. If you want just a fun popcorn movie night, excellent film. So I'll leave it there.
I'm trying to look up. Hang on, because I wanted to see. Okay,
I gave away my Blu-ray copy to a friend because he hadn't seen it. I was like, "You need to watch this movie," and I'm gonna buy it in 4K anyways. So I don't need the Blu-ray anymore. Yeah, but that's it. Next week, not next week. Set expectation. Next episode. 2 weeks. I'm gonna try to get a guest. We always have a movie episode, and that's another reason I recommended this because I'm not gonna put this in my favorite films. Let's talk about some movies. Let's talk about our favorite films. We've been doing these let's rank the Batman movies. Let's rank the whatever. I think we're out of stuff.
We're out of stuff to rank. We're
out of stuff to rank. So let's just talk about
want to watch all the Superman movies.
Favorite films, I guess. I don't know. Superman just doesn't work though. For that, it's not enough, and there's enough to where I don't want to watch them. Enough bad ones to where I don't want to watch them. So
I think we're up to 7 at this point, or 8.
It's too many. And
it is a good.
And ratio is not good on them on being enjoyable to watch. So,
well, you don't want to see Superman 3, or what was that? The one where
Richard Pryor in it? Is that
Richard
4?
Pryor, yeah, 3 or 4. Or
3 or 4. I'm good. I'll pass on that.
The nuclear trash man or whatever whoever the hell he
was. He nuclear man?
Nuclear trash.
Yeah, it was like nuclear.
No, I'm
He's
good.
Shooting nuclear beams.
I'm good, but yeah, I mean, I had to go to the movie theater to see Speed Racer, just because you know how I hate going to the movies. So.
I did not go because I already had plans that night. I didn't when I messaged you guys about it. I didn't realize it was a Monday. I was like, oh crap!
Just watch the movie anyway. You specifically, Jonathan, as wholesome as you are, I think you'll enjoy it. So. Yeah,
that's an interesting indictment on it.
It's a wholesome movie. What can I say? But it's enjoyable. It's good. It's good. It's very cartoony. That's it. That's the whole show. It's over. Jonathan,
done.
Where can people find you at until next episode if they really want to?
Enchantermon on all the places. That's you look up something and you see Enchantermon, that's most likely me.
Or an imposter.
It's probably not an imposter. I've never had a problem getting that name on anything that I used it for. So
same here. That's why I use it for everything. D-Money 8719.
I say use Enchantermon for everything, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. it just makes it so easy. I mean, I know people that have to like switch up their names and like different stuff. It's like, nah, I don't want to do that.
I got in early on a lot of my stuff. Anyway, but yeah, if you want to find the show, Gameroom Pod on Bluesky and X. I would still want to say Twitter. If you're listening on a podcast service, then we are also on YouTube now under Micmac Life. That's my personal channel. I just post a podcast there. I stream Micmac IRL. I've been streaming Pragmata pretty consistently. In fact, I think I have most of it up there. It was funny. There's this cat. And I was like, oh, kitty cat. And then the second I did that, the little girl goes, oh, kitty cat. And I'm like, damn it. Spoiled.
Jinx.
Yeah. But yeah, you can check that out. I'm still kind of working on that video. I'm thinking about making an easier video. I think I bit off more than I could chew. I'm looking at this thing and it's just very much, it's a lot. So, but yeah, definitely appreciate you checking out the show, and we'll catch you in 2 weeks.
See ya.
Goodbye.
All right, then, bye.